What's up, guys? CarnivalSpirits, Ninjas in Action, Daveamania here. Here for the weekly topic number 13, favorite horror film or horror comedy. Man, this is a hard question for me because I love horror films. I have since I was a kid. Um, but horror films for me, it's a passion. But there's certain ones that are kind of like my go-to films, especially if I'm introducing somebody into the horror genre, or just a cheesy good horror filled night, with the wife or with friends that aren't in it as much as I am. So there are a couple well-known ones that I tend to go to is John Carpenter's Halloween. And what I like about this film is it also helped the slasher genre and the subgenre of slasher films in horror movies kind of grow. It was released back in the 70s, and it was way ahead of its time. The soundtrack to it is just phenomenal. It added a lot of atmosphere to the film. It's a go-to, especially around fall, around Halloween. I always pop it in at least once. Another one that I go to that is probably still, to me, the scariest horror film of all time is The Exorcist. And what makes it so scary is because, if you grew up down in the South like I have, or around the southern area, down towards Kentucky and further on down, you hear stories about people being possessed. It's kind of like in the Bible Belt area. It's a story that that I think a lot of people, especially religious people, a lot of Catholics, or even Baptists and Pentecostals, or whatever, can relate to. Story of possession and the battle of good and evil. And plus, I mean, if you ever go back and look about some of the things that happened during the filming of the actual film, there's some pretty creepy things that happen. Another movie that I tend to go to now, it's kind of a recent classic, is Trick or Treat. And it's another great film to watch around Halloween. It's a movie with lots of mini stories inside, and they all come together at the end. Featured around this little character named Sam, and it's a great film, especially for people that aren't hardcore into horror films and they just want to have that atmospheric feel for the holiday. It's a great film. The same director and writer did Krampus. So, and that's another great film for a holiday film, And it's a recent one that came out last year, and I really enjoy those. But another one that I tend to go to a lot is Creep Show. The Creep Show came out in 1982, and it was written by Stephen King, and it was directed by George Romero, who did a lot of the the Living Dead films. And actually, he was the only one that did the Living Dead films. And it's a great movie. Once again, it's a lot of little stories into one movie. But yeah, I can go on and on about horror films. Those are just a few of my favorites. We'd like to hear back from you, the audience. What are some of your favorite horror films? You can comment below or shoot us a message on Facebook. We would love to hear your opinions. So once again, thanks for watching. Keep it real, and we'll see you around. Peace.